and I'm currently here in Bangkok with colleagues and friends from RWSN, SNV and WaterAid. And jointly we've just hosted a Pan-Asian event on rural water sustainability, where we invited clients, government clients from 15 countries, from Kyrgyzstan to China, South Asia, through the Mekong countries all the way to Indonesia, Papua New Guinea and Timor, to share experiences, what has worked and what challenges they're facing in order to make rural water access sustainable over time.
To me, the most interesting is because we practiced two extreme models of this community managed schemes. One totally managed by the communities, and the other extreme totally managed by the public sector or the government. So we have two extremes, and both are having many problems. So we now here we learn that there are many in between many other models which can be applicable for success and smooth running of the water supply projects, and that can be based on regional approach, that can be based on project approach on case-to-case basis. So we will have a flexible PPP or public-private partnership model, and that can be applicable in my country.
Oh, I've learned quite a great deal, especially the implementation of rural water supply, which is still in infant stage in PNG.
I take many take-home points in here, from how to monitor and then how it's importance about the setting tariff. So everything that related how to make the rural sanitation is sustainable. And the main important point that I get is everything should be back to the service delivery platform.
In Bangladesh, we are facing a lot of problems about decentralization. The local government institution, we need to develop capacity of them. So I came to learn from this workshop that if we make a scheme, water supply scheme, sustainable, we need to develop capacity as well as institutionalize the local government institution by deploying sufficient technical manpower, as well as improving the management capacity, accountability, and the empowerment through the training, as well as owning by growing ownership among them.
We share about the monitoring and social audit. It's one topic important for the Timor-Leste, how to deal about the rural community. They can get access for the water supply, because this is the global vision. The global vision, how to the community in the rural area, they can have access to water supply.
The social accountability has struck me most, that in the implementation of rural projects, even at the community-based organizations, it is very important that the society, the stakeholders, the water usage must participate in the implementation of their projects, not only after the project has been implemented, but they must be actively participating during the project preparation, during the implementation, during operation and maintenance, most especially.
So to every household, give the total sanitation, drinking water, and then see that the quality of water is good, then toilets are used, and there are no health-related issues of that. So what we call is Clean Punjab, Green Punjab. That's the motive, and that's the message. I brought it here, shared. I've learned a lot from other Philippines, Indonesia. Our colleagues are doing very well, particularly in tariff recovery, in cost recovery, and management of the schemes. We largely manage our systems at the rural, at the village level through communities, and I think Indonesia is doing a shade better. We have great learning from them.